How are you?
Nice to meet you.
You too. So what's going on?
Too much with our neighbor.
It's Kincaid again, I'm assuming that's
She stopped by here earlier and we had a conversation, so I was calling you to see what your version was.
Oh my God, she's driving the whole neighborhood nuts.
Well, it started with good morning when you took Teddy for a walk this morning. That's basically what
Oh,
started
so-
today. This
so
is just today's.
Their routine now is, you probably heard about, it started New Year's Eve or something like that. She claimed somebody wiped dog poop all over her car or something.
Mm-hmm.
So she's convinced it's us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what. But anyway, so now her and her son purposely always walk their dogs onto our yard and crap all over our yard.
But they never did before this.
So that's their new thing now. So
Mm-hmm.
this morning he was out, they got 2 Great Danes. So he walks the first one and he goes to pick it up and he goes like this all over the grass with it. And then
They usually do that. You just happen to see him do it.
so I'm watching
Do you
him
have
do
any-
this.
I've seen it on camera.
Question, do you have any photographs of that?
We got it on
Or-
video, yeah.
Okay, so I would like to have those.
Okay. So anyway, so I go out to walk my dog out after that, and he's out walking the second one around, and he comes around, and when he sees me outside, he purposely comes around to make sure the dogs walk on our grass. And so I said, hey, can you not have them poop on our grass? And I'm pointing at it. I'm like, can you not have them do this? You're killing my grass. We spent all this money to fertilize it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get that? Or
No, I'm just
Oh,
turning it
okay.
down so we can...
So anyway, so that's all I said. So the kid just immediately turns his head and starts screaming, don't even talk to me. I'm like, okay.
We have that on video.
So that's the
on camera.
15-year-old son who's
Yeah,
saying
is that what he's 15?
Yeah, I can't believe he's 15.
This kid,
He is, again,
he's
I guess-
bigger than me, and
Yeah.
he's trying to intimidate me. I mean, I don't know, this kid's a loose cannon.
Mm-hmm.
I said, just, can you not have him do this? You're killing our lawn. And then he starts
He went
screaming.
crazy.
And then he goes,
There's background too.
you'll see it on the video, he's like, you meth head, and he's going
You're
on.
crackhead.
You guys
Our
are
neighbor's
crackheads.
a pedophile.
And then Dan
across the
starts
street.
screaming. He's said something to him about the dog pees on their grass, and he's got these big dead spots already. He's like, Brandon, because
They
he used to
used
get
to be
along
friends.
great.
Yeah, they used to be friends.
He's like, Brandon, can you take your dog, down a house or two? You're killing my lawn here because the dogs pee like a gallon. That's ridiculous. So,
And I know sometimes animals too, if they have a spot, that's their
exactly
spot.
what
so-
it is. Yeah, when
so
they
it's-
purposely lead them, you can see them going like
we've
this.
got her on a ring camera where she's actually dragging the dog.
So multiple applications in the same spot is what I was looking at. I understand that.
So
It's kind of more of a needling thing. Like she's so convinced that we did this thing where it's just she
So
thinks
here you go. I mean, just to show you, it's not.
And so you have video of all
So
that?
this was, we sent him the ring video.
Do they have video of that as well?
I think
Of the
he's,
middle finger thing and all the
Oh,
gestures?
Oh, I don't know. He said no because remember he said he's going to change his cameras because they only go halfway up his lawn or something.
so, well, this is our ring video, so that's the one we
Okay,
sent.
what am I actually seeing
All
here?
right, so this, is this playing? Okay, so there's me walking the dog out.
Mm-hmm.
And, oops, yeah. Just hit play
So
there.
won't let me do that, huh?
Okay,
Oh, you can't see
just,
it?
no, it's right there.
Yeah, I can play it. I was going to blow it
Zoom
up.
in, yeah.
Is your
So,
volume up, babe?
I think so.
gotta hear
Here,
it.
let me make sure.
I think I have it on
I
mine.
restarted
I'll
it.
just put it on the actual ring thing.
Okay.
It's easier that way.
Okay, so there he is walking one of the Great Danes.
Is that coincidental that you two are walking at the same time, or?
No, he,
He goes out every time we're out there. It seems like he knows we're there. I don't know how he knows we're there. Is that what he said, crackhead?
I didn't hear some of that.
yeah, it's,
Yeah, but I had to listen to it a couple times over on the thing.
What I'll do is I'll send you a request for the videos. Was that when the mom came out? Or?
I stood in the door
Yeah,
with my
she-
phone.
I wasn't watching.
filming
I think she was over there egging them on, and then when she saw I said something, she comes running over.
They're extremely aggressive, extremely, but this has been going on for a long time too. This is in like buildings.
Yeah, this is just stupid.
So this all actually started way back in what, August of 22?
So
September.
she's been building, and they're doing this stuff to get us to say something, and then they come at us with both cannons.
You did this morning, but
I
you
know.
were nice about it.
She
You
told
were
me,
nice
don't
about
say
it. I
anything.
did
All's
say,
like,
don't
I'm walking out
engage.
there with a dog, I'm looking at this big smeared mess, and I just say, hey, can you not, I mean, you probably heard me say it, and he just,
I asked him not
So
to.
you have video of him smearing that around?
I've got, well, a lot of, I'll have to go through all the videos, but I have a lot of them where you can see him purposely taking them. They only walk in front of our house and turn.
No, I mean smearing it instead
Yeah,
of just
he's
picking it
got
up.
it.
he goes down with the bag, and he's like going like, I mean,
Well, is
you
he,
just
is he
pick it up
trying
and-
to scoop it, or is he actually
Well,
trying
that's
to?
the thing. There's no, for me, I can't tell.
I know, but I can
Well,
go out.
you can see the smear afterwards, but I can't.
Exactly,
tell
and that's what I'm
video.
saying. You could
Yeah,
go
yeah.
out there and take your phone and
That's
take
what
a
I
picture
said.
of that
Yeah,
and have,
I'm sure there's probably another one there by now.
I'm sure there is. But basically, there's a whole background with them, and I should have filed a report against them a long time ago. But that's why I told her, just don't engage. It's what she's trying to do. If you don't engage and you don't react, then she has no reaction to that reaction. But the needling, the constant needling, is getting to us, obviously.
There's got to be a history
Oh.
with you guys with her somewhere or something, because
But-
she is off her rocker.
What happened
Now the
was
kid's
initially,
just
and I
as
think
bad as her.
Lieutenant,
When they moved in, the kid was really nice. He used to ask me, can we go jet skiing and stuff? Because I
Dad
got two
said he
jet
was
skis. I'm
nice
like, yeah,
to that, too.
anytime you want and stuff. And now he's just like,
he went crazy on them.
yeah, Dan used to go over there and
what's her
work
name
on their
next door?
house and
I told her,
everything.
just keep walking, lady.
Oh, yeah,
Nancy.
Nancy down the street.
She's like-
Everybody in the
she's so
neighborhood
nice, I'm like,
scared to
she's-
death of her.
So any correspondence you have when I send you this link to attach
Okay.
videos, those
Yeah,
text
okay.
messages,
Police
things
report
like that?
numbers. I did get
If
police
that was another neighbor and, if I could have their
Oh, Dan
information, their
would be more than
names.
happy to talk to you, I'm sure, because
This
he's
was about
getting nervous
stalking me
over
at my
it too.
store the day after a couple of
Yes, I will have a question for you later, though.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, so I saw a couple of videos. Those videos from those days are basically them showing that two of them purposely doing the walking thing. But Officer Salisbury is the one who said that it was not, the one that came to my store said it's not considered stalking behavior because she came to my store after she had sent I gotta backtrack. So before that, she
That's when she called and accused us of,
oh, right, when she sent the police officers to the house. And I guess because I didn't say anything or go over to her, she wants to engage, and I ignored her. I didn't say anything, I didn't do anything. I did tell the police exactly no, it wasn't us, I don't know what to tell you, blah, 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 we just went through the whole.
Is this whole write-up?
This is a whole write-up of like kind of everything with videos, but I'll add the other videos
And
too.
you'll attach all that stuff, so I'm gonna sit down and review it.
But it actually shows her coming to my store after that because I wouldn't engage with her. So her and her kid walked into my store and just kind of skulked around the store. You can see them in the video. They don't talk to me. And I had customers in there that I was talking to. And then I said to her, hi. And she's like, hi. I'm like, can I help you? She's like, I don't think so. And then she just continues to like look at my stuff like it's poop on the bottom of her shoe. She's looking at everything like it's garbage and slams her way out of my store. I'm like, so that was the first thing. The next day, she's waiting at the end of my street with her Great Dane when I'm in the driveway. When I go to the mailbox, and she's like keeps trying to get me to engage in conversation with her. And I said, can I help you?
So were
She
you on
just
foot
stares
or were you driving?
She just stares
or?
at me. No, I was walking out to go get my mail.
Oh, okay.
And
where was she again?
stares me down. She stands at the end of my driveway with the
Of
Great
your
Dane.
driveway with the Great
And
Dane.
that's where my
Okay.
mailbox is. And she is staring me down, and I'm going to get the mail. I says her again because I had asked her.
And that's on the Ring camera as well?
Yeah, I said,
Okay.
well, I don't know.
And you'll forward that stuff to
There's
me?
a video of the Great Danes running through our backyard, not on leashes, pooping in our bocce court, all kinds of stuff.
Frequently or just on occasion?
No, well, they're, I mean, they got loose. The one time they almost ran over our Yorkie. It was like 9 at night and him on the front lawn. So that was the one time. We didn't say anything to her.
Didn't say anything. I
We
thought
thought
it was
she's
a
new in the
fluke.
neighborhood.
Has that been some time ago? Is that recent?
Yeah,
That was
as
back
I started back in September
August or
of
something
2020.
Okay,
last year.
So
okay.
it's been kind of ongoing. But this thing with her after coming to my store, and she couldn't get me to, I guess, fight with her. So then she stood at the end of my driveway the next day when I came home. She doesn't want to come home. I have to drive past her house to get home. And then magically, the minute I go down to the mailbox, there she is with her dog, and she's just standing there staring at me. And I said, again, can I help you? Because in my store, I'd asked her, can I help you? And I got the weird response. And then she's like, do you have something to say to me?
And you have video surveillance at the store as
Of course,
well?
that's down at the end of the driveway, and I don't even think that we got that one that day. It was the next day. I'll look
Well,
for
she's
it. I will
got the
look.
store surveillance.
The
She's
store
got
one I
that.
got, but then the next day she did the same thing with the dog. You can see her actually on the video. I don't know if you can hear us though, because it's down by the mailbox. And she starts to kind of go into the, and I said, you and your dog need to get off my property. Because they had been off the property. But then when she kept trying to engage me in conversation and admit that I did something I didn't do, which was throw a bag of poop on her
Now,
car.
here's a question for you that I've been
Started-
researching in my spare time all today.
Yeah.
Because, the city of Punta Gorda has the right-of-way, right? Do you know the rules for the right-of-way?
You meaning that dogs can come on the property and all that stuff?
The right-of-way, period. I mean,
Right.
I know they have utilities that run
Yeah,
through
yeah,
there
yeah.
and all
First 10
that.
foot of the.
Okay.
And that is effectively a part of your yard, but
Right.
I just don't know the rules on that.
Right, I know. We knew that wasn't our yard per se.
Yeah, we knew that
It's
was an
just
easement or
weird.
whatever.
I mean, I'm sure I have the same thing at my house, but as
Yeah.
far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned, I cut it in the whole
Right,
9
and we're
yards.
caring for it, paying
It's
all
my
the money.
property.
Right.
Right.
I paid for it, it's planted to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
If I fail to maintain it, what would the city do?
Right, exactly.
They would
Up to
send a
us.
lot mowing people down, they'd send you a bill, right?
Right.
So I
Why
just
can't
need to
you
get
walk
to
over
the,
our own yard and
Well, the
That's-
whole-
our
that's
dog poops on our yard.
that's what I do.
I don't get it.
I don't walk
get
my
it.
dog on
I have
anybody
no
else's
problem
property.
with people's dogs,
They do it
everybody
all the
walks
time.
their dogs, they pee in our
But
yard.
they pick
I have
it
no
up.
problem, but she's intentionally
You can
trying
see
to.
her going down the street and she stops right when she's ready to go down one of the other sides. And then she turns to it right.
And she's doing it to get our goat, basically.
A lot of that. It's like needling. I
But
said,
if
that's what
it's
she's
if it's
trying
that
to do.
intentional and blatant or whatever, send me videos to
Yeah,
prove that or
a lot of
whatever.
that.
And
I mean,
A lot of that.
we're just kind of convinced she's doing it on purpose to get us to react so she can sue us or something. I mean, there's some kind
Something
of,
weird
there's some
going
kind
on.
of, something
She's
weird.
not right.
And she's doing it with everybody in the neighborhood.
She's actually isolated every neighbor that she had been quote unquote friendly with when she first moved in. She has since done the same kind of thing with us. Like Dan just told us, but we didn't even know the other stuff.
Well, Dan,
today.
the neighbor, she used to, I mean, he was a good friend. He'd helped her out because she's, a single woman and all. He said she took the dogs, those 2 dogs, to the dog park every day religiously. She hasn't
She
done it in
stopped.
several months, so
Now they're-
we think she's
I
got
think
something
she's
going on
actually
over there.
She's using our yard instead.
No, I think she got in an altercation with the
That
dog
could have
park.
happened, yeah. If she has a history, I don't know. I really don't.
I don't know, you guys might have some kind of record or something over there.
So because she insisted I wrote a report on this earlier today, I'll give you that information.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to put all this under,
I'm sure her report is, no, I'm just saying a lot of,
Listen, please.
I mean, she's slanderizing us.
I know that. That's why I'm gonna file something against her, because if you stand out in the street saying stuff like that about us in front of our neighbors, we're both local business owners, and we don't know, we've done nothing to this woman. And to stand up there and call us crackheads and Dan a pedophile, I'm like,
Well,
you can't do that.
Started out, she told us everybody in the neighborhood hates you guys.
I know that.
Yeah, okay.
That's just
Half the neighborhood are my customers.
silly. And they're walking.
so I'm going to write a continuation
Okay,
of what you're telling me on that same report.
okay.
I'm going to tell you like I told her, okay? Straight up. Sounds like there's a history here. These are what we call quality of life issues.
Exactly.
What we like to do is try to address these, find some sort of an alternative to where we can get through these with both parties
Right.
having some resemblance of satisfaction before it turns into a crime. I also told her that the police department does not deal in civil matters, okay? But we do sort of look into quality of life type issues before they turn into crimes.
Right.
And we have to, like I said to her, go, arrest someone or something
Yeah,
like that.
it's escalated.
We don't want you guys duking it out in the
Right,
front yard
right,
on the
and that's what I'm
sidewalk.
afraid, that's why I'm
It's
documenting.
almost
So-
like that's what she wants us to do. I don't know, she scares me.
So that's what we strive to avoid.
Right.
So on the right-of-way thing, she's like, I don't know, maybe she feels she has the right-of-way to, or the right to walk the dog in the right-of-way, okay? I don't know what your understanding of the right-of-way is, but for me at my house, it starts from the center of the street, and it goes 25 feet from the center of the street to,
Right,
up
right.
into the yard. So that includes the swale and some
Okay.
other areas where they have, but I just don't know who has rights. I mean, and here's the exact question I asked her. I said, well, would it be okay for me to pull my vehicle there, since you can do anything in the swale you want,
Yeah.
and just park it and walk down the
Right.
street and go in my house?
Yeah, what did she say?
Well, she didn't have
She
an
didn't
answer
like
for
that,
me.
was she
So,
tell her
That
about what
reminds
she
me,
just did?
I had,
not that I would do that, but
No,
right,
but
sure.
it's an example.
But-
the officers came by and he said, we've had multiple complaints about your vehicles in front of the house. I'm like, I said, I'm sure it was all multiple from one house. It was from her, it wasn't. He wouldn't really tell me it was her or not. But I mean, I've got every right to have my van there during the day, and I mean, we're working on the house with it and everything. It's
It's not
no
like
different
it
than any
didn't stay
other
overnight, and
contractor.
it's not in front of her house, it's in front of our house.
It was
Yeah, I
there for
understand
like
that.
2 or 3 hours on the
And my
Saturday.
other thing was, all day long, since the hurricane, all day long, every day, there's nothing but work vehicles up and down our street parked in front of our house, everyone's
Oh,
house.
sure, it's
And she
everywhere.
didn't have anything to say about any of them, just you.
Right, just, no, that's
So,
what I'm saying.
she's targeted.
She's needling
Yes,
us.
so.
But
it's
I'm sure
just-
you guys have some kind of.
And your
report
guys
about
did
that.
tell me, like the ones that I did talk to at the store, he said, well, we don't consider that stalking behavior, because she's it's very unnerving when her kids are
Mm-hmm.
coming in my store and they're just staring at me.
Kids, kids.
And he's very, they're a little, there's something off, I don't know.
So
what
would
it
you
is.
prefer to have that sent to your phone or your email address?
Probably email, I think.
Okay. Is it a short email
It is.
address?
So I'm wondering about that one thing that the one officer told me. Here. Salisbury, who said, it's not considered stalking behavior, but keep track of everything she does, dates, incidents, and regrets, and I could file a no contact order. But I I don't know if that means same as like domestic violence or just regular no contact. I'll put it in or find out.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
mean, like she hasn't physically come up punch me, but she unnerves me and makes me very nervous and keeps coming into my space aggressively.
Well, like
so
you said,
I am nervous.
we're
and
afraid
it's
she's
going
going to
to go somewhere.
escalate it.
Right. So I'm like, should I get into a contact order? I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to make it worse. So that's why I have been, even with the dogs and all the issues, I try to avoid saying anything and hoping that and then when I finally did say something, I said, look, this is the third time the dogs are loose. It's not like that in this neighborhood. I don't know where she came from. Maybe she came from somewhere it was okay to run them. I mean, some places are like that. It's okay. All the neighbors are okay with it, but here you can't do that. And they're like mini horses. They're this.
I'm going to send it to you.
Okay. And then I can get copy of records, report numbers online. Possible to do that? I did file some, and I just never got a physical copy.
I think you can go
Think I'm gonna
online
need
and
them.
do a public records request, and maybe they will send them to you in a digital type format.
Okay.
Or you can come right here and...
Yeah, I tried earlier. She said they were closed, which I figured.
Oh, they're closed today, yes.
Yeah, just business.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
mostly business
Okay, no
hours.
problem.
So, and I would send me everything you have
Okay.
Okay.
that's related.
I've been basically keeping a diary since the officer told me to keep records of everything. And then the second one that I called after she stopped at the end of the driveway and did all that, said the same thing. It's not really considered a threat per se. I'm like, okay, but I'm uncomfortable and I'm unnerved that this person keeps aggressively coming after us, so.
And we don't want to be on the ID channel
No,
anytime soon.
no, I do not. I do not want to be forced to have to go get a gun, but she does make me feel like I need to. Is it, what's that one that's down here? Is that part of the number? 7201?
What are you looking at?
Is this what, this
What I wrote here?
Yeah, what's that one?
I have no idea.
Okay.
It does look
You might
like...
have been writing off the page or something. It's not like
Maybe when I was writing something on a previous page or
Okay.
something. Yeah,
Okay.
that's nothing.
That's all right.
I'm like, are you seeing things? What are you talking about? So yeah, I got it.
Oh, Lieutenant Lichter was the first guy. He's the one I told about that.
What's the name?
The Lieutenant Lichter was the first guy that told me about.
Say the name again.
It's L-I-P, I think you spell it.
Lipker?
It's either
L-I-P?
Lipscar or
L-I-P-K-E-R?
L-I-P-S-K-N-R?
L-I-P-K-E-R probably.
Oh, maybe.
And that's the gentleman who just came.
Oh, okay. Well, because I never met him in person. I just talked to him on the phone. So he was the one that had picked the initial contacted me because she claimed I did the dog thing on her car. So that's what started that. So he's the first one. Then Officer Salisbury was the one. Oh wait. No, that says he got Officer Salisbury on the phone. He was advised by Officer Salisbury that. Oh no. Officer Salisbury was the one that I said she was visiting my place of employment and all this. Just basically giving me dirty looks, not talking to me. Like, you're telling my story. Are you buying something? And I'm talking to her and she's staring me down.
So what I did to kind of catch up a little bit is I went back and I pulled all the information I could. I read all those reports. I can understand how that's no fun when you have a neighbor
Well, and honestly, and I'm not trying to...
or any kind of problems, you know what I mean?
Based on what other neighbors are saying to us and witnessing the behavior ourselves, I think there's some medication that needs to be involved. And I'm not trying to be a smart ass, I just really do think there's some instability there, which is what makes me so nervous.
The really scary part is she's rubbing off on her kid and he's getting really...
He wasn't like that.
That's what I mean. He's getting downright scary.
I'm nervous for him.
But I probably
told him I
already
made
bought
so
it
easy for
anyway,
him.
so.
Our wedding anniversary is Christmas Eve. My birthday's 2 days after
Oh,
Christmas.
my
And you guys,
goodness.
I said, you guys are so easy. Other guys have to think about all those dates all year round.
Tell
We've
her.
only got to know Christmas.
Tell her that's not easy.
It is easy.
It's
So easy.
three times the work.
No, if you think about it, all year long, just put stuff aside and you're done for Christmas.
JJ, there's that.
Who?
JJ
Oh,
wants to know if we got some in the fall. I said, yeah, it's gonna be expensive.
he's not going to want that.
Just stay at his dad's house.
Probably does that. Okay,
No.
so just say it to that.
So,
He didn't sell it.
so to your knowledge, was there actually things, feces or something spread on her car, or?
We don't know.
The police officer told us that she claimed that. Now, no one physically said that they saw it. I even asked Dan, the neighbor, I said, did you see this? And first of all, the other thing was, too, I was like, if she's talking about our dog, he's a Yorkie, and his poops are about the size of half of a Tootsie Roll. It would take me a month to save up enough to put anything in a bag worthwhile to put in her car, but that's all I know. I mean, it was just a joke. I'm like, are you kidding me? We're actually not even convinced that there was poop on the car.
We kind of think she made it.
I don't know. Maybe the cop saw it, maybe, because we don't know. He didn't say he saw it when I talked to him on the phone. He just said this is her plane, but maybe she did show him something. I don't know. It's possible she did tell him or show him something. But Dan said, didn't Dan say her car was in for detailing, or so he never saw it.
He just said, where's
I
your
said,
car?
did you see this? And
He said, where's your car? And she said, it's a good detail.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
way away football.
So the officer didn't actually see the car, is what you're saying?
Nobody's a witness to that except her,
well,
supposedly.
unless the cop.
Well, I don't know if, yeah, I don't know if one of
I
your
don't
guys
know.
saw it or not. I have no idea.
I don't know. But the one that talked to me was,
Turned it on for about 10 minutes, come on, and then tried to ring it.
I don't know why.
information.
I can't log in here. This is weird.
It's,
I will get that request to you.
it would have been Christmas Eve, or no, I'm sorry.
New
He
Year's
said it would have been New Year's Eve when our friends were at our house playing a board game all night until whatever time. And I'm like, yeah, no. And we have better things to do than that. And I think she probably pissed somebody off and let them go and poop and walked away and didn't put it in a bag or something. Maybe they did it. I don't know. Or if it even really happened. I don't know. So she claimed it was not New Year's Eve that she was told this and didn't happen because she had
The
a
outdoor
car.
fan
Lieutenant
on the
Butcher.
top of the unit.
Probably said, sorry, probably tearing that ring off terribly.
I'm going to try this all over again. I'm going to write your date of birth down because
Yeah.
I lost that entire page.
I have, I'm like,
I have the
what's down in
general-
dog poop? I don't understand why it's such a thing in this town, but anyway. It seems ridiculous, but it's really how all this started, just to give you the background of why it's come to this.
But I will get this
It's-
request to you.
Yeah, it's getting worse and worse. at this
Okay, I
point.
didn't lose all the information, but I can't log in still, so let's see.
I'm sure there have been things talking about dog poop, but this is what it's come down to.
And if I get a definitive answer on the right-of-way question, I'll give
Yeah,
that to
I
you
would
too.
just be curious too, plus with, with his vehicle, I mean, really any vehicle, that I'll maybe document that too, that she did that, but I think that's probably in the county records.
So
but I
just,
don't know.
just some other
Yeah.
things that come to mind. As far as the business goes, you can have her trespass from your property. You don't really need a reason. So if you choose to do that, technically, basically, she has to be on scene. Or if you showed me video where she was actually there.
She
or
was,
whatever.
that was her and
I
son.
understood, but
Okay.
if you showed me
Again,
video and I
okay.
could show that, that she was actually there and you don't want her there, then
Right.
I can just write up the trespass warning, serve it to her.
Okay,
And if that's the case, she cannot go back to your business for the period of 1 year. Now, so some of the little caveats to that is she can't go back for 1 year or face arrest. The trick is the officer has to see her on the property.
oh,
Okay? And the other thing to that is sometimes people change their mind. She's like, oh, I want to buy that $10,000 purse
Yeah,
over
right,
there or
right.
whatever. So
Yeah.
if you changed your mind, then you've allowed her to be there, and the trespass warning gets nixed.
Yeah,
So just so you understand how they work.
yeah, I got you.
I just
So-
want her to go away.
And the other part of that is we have had situations in the past where the person was there and the officer did not physically see the person on the property, but there was video to suffice. And sometimes the problem with video is how can we verify the date and the time and the credentials, you know, the authenticity of that kind of information of the video. There have been some cases, it's usually more extreme, if you will, where we will submit for a warrant request. We'll write that up and send it to the state's attorney's office. They usually say video's not good enough.
Okay.
So just to give you an idea.
So basically want an officer to have been on scene.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, if she's there and you want her trespassed or, you know, and the arrest, the officers can see them there, don't say, the police are on the way, so they run out the door.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of
Right.
stuff. And I'm just hoping we can come to some sort of a resolution between, you know, all the parties involved.
Right.
If that's involving your whole street, I don't care, I'll talk to
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can't get this thing figured out.
Dan's directly across from her, and he's the one that dog bit.
Because we said something, he's
Yeah,
like, how do
you
you think
saw
I
it.
feel? I gotta live across the street.
Yeah. So I'm leaving it as a quality of life issue.
Okay.
I asked her, I said, is there any other way to resolve this? I even used this as an outline.
Right.
I said, if you get to here and this is his property, you're in control of the dog. The dog
Right.
doesn't, you know, go where,
Right,
walk the
exactly.
dog around their property and go to the next one if they don't
Well,
mind.
the other
you know.
thing is too,
So-
why are you targeting, not letting him, if the dog's out for a walk, he should be able to go wherever he wants to. They purposely make sure
You
they
can
make a
see him
beeline.
dragging the
I'll
dog
send it
over.
over time.
And if your
pattern.
information shows that, it's
Yeah.
not that I don't believe what you're saying, but, you know, they say a picture's better than a
Sure,
thousand
sure.
words.
Picture tells
That's-
us
Thousands, yeah,
Exactly. So,
yeah. And the sun.
and I do appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, I
We
wanted to
wanted to
meet you,
talk to you in
yeah,
person.
show you a little bit. too,
Sure.
and say,
Yeah.
you know, this has got to, it's got
And you're not going to send me too much information, so don't be shy.
Do we look like about that?
Well, poor Dan.
I don't know what a method looks like. You know.
I feel so bad for Dan. He's like, what?
Remember back in the day, the only people who could afford cocaine were the doctors and all that.
Well, if you called me a coconut, what do you call me?
Yeah, right, yeah, right. Wow, nice.
So, yeah, so
Yeah, I appreciate
I'll
it.
do what I can do to get to the bottom of it,
All
okay?
right, well, we do appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's nice
This is
to
the
meet you.
last
too.
thing we wanted to do.
Understood. I understand that you have better ways to spend your time, so
Yeah. All right, take
thank you.
care.
All
Nice
right,
to
you
meet
too.
you.
You too.